Millions of views, thousands of shares, and still, every single day I get the same question. How do you make AI look like this? Because no, this isn't luck, and it's definitely not about writing longer prompts. The truth is, things have changed. The algorithm doesn't reward curiosity anymore. It rewards cinematic quality. It rewards consistency. It rewards something much harder, making the viewer completely forget that what they're watching was generated by AI. And if my videos perform, if they get shared, rewatched, and go viral, it's not magic, it's a system. A workflow I run entirely inside Dzine that most creators still don't understand or simply aren't using properly. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. I'm opening up my real process inside Dzine and breaking down how I use SEEDANCE 2.0 step by step. No fluff, no shortcuts. By the end of this, you'll understand two things: how to create characters that never change, and how to direct the camera so every shot feels like a film. Because that's the difference between content that gets ignored and content people feel the need to share. Let's start with the foundation of everything: consistency. Block 1. Omni Reference inside Dzine. Inside Dzine, when you're working with SEEDANCE 2.0, there's one system that changes everything: Omni Reference. This isn't just a feature. It's what defines your entire scene before you hit generate. And this is where most people fail, because they only focus on the character. But if you want something to feel real, everything has to be consistent. When I work inside Dzine, I'm not just generating a video. I'm building a controlled environment, a system. And to do that, you need to define what I call the full DNA of your scene. That DNA has 3 parts. First, the character. Inside Dzine, I load 3 key references: a full 360 character sheet, facial to body proportions, and scale reference. This locks the identity. It prevents the face from changing, the body from warping, or proportions from drifting between shots. Without this, the AI starts improvising. And when it improvises, you can tell. Second, the environment. This is one of the biggest mistakes I see. Almost nobody does this. Before adding the character, I generate the environment by itself, empty, just the location. Then I upload that into Dzine as a reference. What I'm telling the AI is simple: this is the set. And suddenly, everything becomes stable. Lighting stays consistent. Colors don't shift. Architecture doesn't morph. You eliminate that weird effect where the background subtly changes between frames. Third, the objects. If your character interacts with anything important, you generate it separately inside Dzine. Because if you don't, it will change shape, lose detail, or completely break. Now here's the most important part: the technical detail that changes everything. When you upload these images into Omni Reference, Dzine automatically assigns tags at img_1, at img_2, at img_3. Most people ignore them. That's the mistake. Because images alone aren't enough. The tags tell the AI what each image actually is. Without them, everything gets blended together. Character, background, objects, all mixed into noise. But when you use them properly, you're giving the AI vision. It's no longer guessing. It understands. For example, you can write something like, at img_1 walking through, at img_4, holding at img_5 with an intense expression. And now, everything locks into place. That's how you go from random results to full control inside Dzine.
Oye, Rana, esto ya se me hizo muy largo.
Block 2. start and end frame. Now let's switch approaches completely, still inside Dzine, but using a different system in SEEDANCE 2.0. Start and end frame. This is where you stop thinking like a prompt writer and start thinking like a director, because here, text becomes secondary. The images do the work. You define two things, where the shot starts and where it ends. That's it. Inside Dzine, you manually create both frames. The start frame, a wide, establishing shot. The end frame, a tighter, more emotional shot. Once you upload both, the AI doesn't interpret anymore. It connects. It generates a smooth transition between those 2 points. And this is where you start getting shots that feel real. Perfect zooms, clean transitions, natural motion. Because instead of asking for something abstract, you're giving it direction. You're not telling it what to do. You're telling it where it begins and where it ends. And that changes everything. Performance and detail. But there's one more layer, and this is where most people are leaving quality on the table. The text. In SEEDANCE, the text isn't just for camera movement, it's for performance, and this changes the output completely. Inside Dzine, you don't describe actions, you describe emotion. You don't say, character talking. You say, speaking with sadness, eyes slightly watering, avoiding eye contact. And suddenly, the AI behaves differently. It starts generating micro-expressions, subtle details. You can direct very specific things, a nervous lip bite, a slight smirk. Hesitation before speaking, and that's what makes a scene feel real. Then you combine that with camera intent. Cinematic slow zoom adds tension. Handheld camera adds realism. And at that point, it doesn't feel generated anymore. It feels filmed. Continuity and loops. And if you want to push it further, inside Dzine, you can chain clips together. By using the last frame of one video as the start frame of the next. This creates seamless continuity, but more importantly, it allows you to create perfect loops. Videos that repeat without the viewer noticing, and that massively increases retention. Conclusion: AI has changed. It's no longer a toy, it's a camera. And right now, Dzine is one of the few places where you can actually control it. But like any camera, the tool doesn't matter. What matters is how you use it. If you understand what you just saw, you're already ahead of most creators. But this is just the beginning. I've got new projects coming at a level you haven't seen yet. And yes, aberrations. Pokemon is finally continuing. If you want to learn how to actually do this before everyone else catches up, you can join my private community. That's where we move from understanding to creating. Link is in the description. And if you want to see what I'm experimenting with daily, follow me on Instagram, because what's coming next won't look like AI. See you in the next video.